mostrándose, jugándose su oportunidad de estar en algún seleccionado, en este o en alguno mayor. Y del otro lado Brasil, que ya lo ha puesto en aprietos al seleccionado argentino en otras oportunidades. Rugby en el interior, mucha gente viéndolo, la verdad que condimentos todos muy interesantes.
Absolutamente, una gran convocatoria para este partido, un escenario inédito para Argentina 15 y Brasil. Pausa y ya regresamos por ESPN.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
One, two.
Which
Are
one?
you hearing me, Phaedra? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You want me again?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, got it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's right at my face right now. It's almost touching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You need more? 13, 14, 15. All right. Chewing some gum to get some saliva and I'll be good to go. Welcome to Neuquen, Argentina, for this Americas Rugby Championship Round 1 game between the Argentina XV and Os Tupes of Brazil. This is John Broker with World Rugby Hall of Famer and U.S. Seagull Phaedra Knight for this great game. Going to be a good one today here in Argentina.
Yes, it is. You've got Argentina is just such a well-drilled team, John. They play a lot together, and so their last contest with Brazil beat them. So it's going to be interesting. And then you have Brazil, who had the scrum that was heard around the world against the Maori, just very strong set piece. And they've got a very well improved back line. And so I think, both teams cannot be underestimated, particularly Brazil. Yep. I'm looking forward to this match.
Brazil certainly coming along. As we get a look at Argentina here, they are coached by Ignacio Fernandez-Labe, a longtime great player who has moved into coaching, and they are, they second last 2 years behind the USA in this event, and first place in 2016. Argentina, here's their lineup. Let's talk about a couple of players.
Well, I like Francisco Lorenzen, the number 6, and Franco Molino, the number 5. I think they're going to put up some really good contests today around the pitch.
And they have in the back line there, Matías Osadchuk is, a big sevens player, a big seven star who has moved into 15s more for Argentina. And he is going to, be a major factor in putting some speed to this team. As we take a look here at Brazil, Brazil is not a fairly new rugby country, but they're, fairly young in their international development as compared to some of these teams. And they're going to be looking to have a good showing here. And Brazil is coached by another Argentinian, Rodolfo Ambrosio. 12 Italy caps for him, played around the world. And here's their starting lineup.
Yeah, I like Lucas Abud and Jardel Veterado. They were a part of that really successful front row and pack that handled the Maori. So look up for big things with them. And then Moises Duque, he's been a constant performer throughout his career. He'll show up greatly today.
Moises Duque, a set of two sets of brothers on this Brazilian team. The Duques and the Sansaris. The Sansaris, actually twins, are the outside center and the fullback starting for Brazil. Pretty interesting as you see Brazil taking the field here in yellow, and Argentina will be out in just a minute for the anthems before we get this Americas Rugby Championship second game underway. In the first game, of course, the United States handled Chile, Los Condores, in a fairly lopsided match. So we'll see what this one brings. As here comes the Argentina 15. You can tell they're the home side by the crowd noise behind them. It was a bit silent there.
Yeah, this is a special time of the match when you're singing your national anthem. So much pride, so much joy. And you realize just how much of a privilege it is to be wearing that jersey. Very, very special time, and it's you never, ever sing the anthem without feeling some kind of butterflies. It's that time of the day.
Argentina gets together here. We're going to go to the anthems, then we'll come back and talk about, what to expect in this game a little bit for kickoff.
Los invitamos a ponernos de pie. A continuación, se van a entonar los himnos nacionales de Brasil y de Argentina, interpretados por Daniela Kerr.
Sou na liberdade, raio fugidos. Mas sou não sei da pátria nesse instante. Se é um velhor, nessa igualdade, conseguimos conquistar com um braço forte. Então cedo, oh liberdade, desafia o nosso peito a própria morte. Oh pátria amada, olha atrás, sol do salve. Brasil, um sonho intenso, raio vívido. Famoso sobre o sonho límpido, a imagem do cruzeiro resplandece, gigante pela própria natureza, estrelas forte do colosso, e o teu futuro espera esta grandeza, terra dourada, entre outras mil escuras, tua pátria amada, dos ninhos verdes olhos, sempre pátria amada, ahora sim.
There, the Brazilian anthem. You see a very passionate team. As now we'll get the home anthem for Argentina. All right, the anthems are done, and game number 2 of round number 1 of the Americas Rugby Championship set to get underway here on ESPN 3. As you see, Brazil coming from left to right on your screen in the yellow jerseys, and the blue jerseys will be Argentina. Referee Joaquin Montes, Uruguayan official to take this one, with Esteban Filipenses, Juan Manuel Martinez, his assistant referees, and Martin Gonzalez Deiby is going to be the TMO, all Argentinian there, as we get a shot of referee Montes get ready, and a shot of the Argentina team set to get this one underway. Should certainly be an interesting contest here, as Brazil is really going to want to make a statement. And Argentina has a lot of players trying to fight their way up a system into higher honors here, Phaedra.
They certainly are. You know, coming off of a pretty abysmal, as it's been characterized, 2018, Argentina is really looking to make 2019 their new beginning. I think, coming anywhere short of, second place in this tournament, at the very least, is the only option for them.
Here we have a 25th cap for Arthur Bergo, the fly half for Brazil. Brazil in yellow here, going to go right to left on your screen, actually. The other way. Brazil in yellow, and blue is Argentina as we get set to get this underway. Just waiting for the final moments here, and a word from referee Montes. Checks his watch. Everybody looks ready to go. And referee Montes gets us underway here as Bergo puts a high one up just outside the 22 of Argentina. And early charge there from this Argentinian squad. They put it to a set of forwards coming at speed across the 22. Now the ball back inside, and it's going to go high there. It looks like Martin Elias puts it up, and Argentina's come down with it, and they're on the roll here outside across their own 40-meter line as the ball comes back into the back line to a waiting forward. It's big Franco Molina that we talked about just earlier. And now a kick into the side, the 22 for Bergo to handle. Bergo caught it inside the 22, so he's within his rights to put it out, but does not. And Argentina is outside their 22. These early moments, just under a minute, getting some kicks in, playing the territory game, Phaedra. As Brazil pushes it back downfield, and finally it rolls on a touch. A little bit of territory in this first minute.
Yeah, I mean, great kicking back and forth, and this is what you see at this stage of most matches, just testing out the grounds.
And it was Moises Duque from the Sao Jose club that put that away, as we're going to have a line out right at their 22 for Argentina with Gaspar Baldunciel to put it in. Baldunciel puts it up into the middle there for Molina. And Escura, Felipe Escura, the scrum half, puts it downfield as Brazil looking to move it this time through Jacobus de Wet. And a charge down kick there, a little bit of a mess. Not a pretty start to this game for the first couple of minutes, but Argentina recovering this ball, and now at the 40-meter line is Escura. Escura puts it out wide and gets it in the hands of Carreras. Santiago Carreras, the fullback from Cordoba Athletic. But Brazil takes it back and hoofs it downfield. At their 22, again inside their 22 is Carreras and Argentina. The ball comes to Escura, and now another boot downfield. Ball in play, moving good distance up and down the field, Phaedra. As that time, Brazil pushes it down, and it may roll out of the back of the try zone. We'll get an Argentina scrum way back up.
Yeah, but that was on the previous phase of play, a great job by Brazil, and effective kicking the ball down and then really pressuring the attack for Argentina. I mean, it's an equal contest so far.
It certainly has been. A little bit of back and forth. These teams just need to kind of settle into what they're trying to do here.
It's like the dance in boxing before you start punching.
Great analogy. That's what it is. We're going to have a first scrum of the game here is going to be to Argentina. As Kura from the Hindu club to put it in. Referee Montez wants to reset it here and make sure he sets it down, lays down the law with this first scrum, gets it nice and stable. And that one is going to be a free kick to Brazil. I think they were trying to engage early. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, Brazil wasn't even down at that point. And I think what Argentina is experiencing is probably a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of fear from this from this Brazilian scrum. But they've got to settle into their own.
And Josh Reeves, the fly half, puts that one down, but doesn't make touch. Since it was a free kick, and ball's come back up, and it's in the hands of Daniel Sansari, the 27-year-old fullback. And Brazil on the run through one of their forwards in the middle of the field. That's a big number 4, Lucas Piero. Going with forward one more time, trying to punch some holes into this Argentinian defense as they come back across the field, but it's been intercepted, and that doesn't look like it's going to be any problem there. Felipe Escudo, the 25-year-old, just picks up an errant ball and heads down the distance of the field, and Escudo scores the first try for Argentina as they strike first in this game.
And that was just tremendous heads-up play by Escudo. Ball bounced, and he saw an opportunity and pinned his ears back and took it. The length of the field almost.
Brazil did well keeping it in tight here, but then it turned around and just tried to put in a long one there.
Yeah.
To no one in particular, and Escudo was there to get it. And the Angie Villian, the hooker, wasn't going to catch him.
It's so important when you're passing to make a connection with the receiver. At some point, you've got to look at him. And if it's, before you pass, that's great. But it's typically three times. You look at him as you're approaching the ball if you're a scrum half. Take another look at them as you get your hands on the ball, and then you look at them as you pass. And that's the difference in this situation in 7 points.
Yep, 7 points now as we take another look here from a different angle. Yeah, just a gift sitting up there for Escudo.
Yeah, he had no plan. You saw that going into that, picking that ball up. Just kind of turned and flung it.
And Brazil, another long one inside the Argentinian 22. Gets pushed downfield just outside the 40-meter line. It's going to be a Brazilian line-out.
Last time these two teams met, it didn't go well for Argentina. So they're looking to
they're looking
to shake this monkey off their backs for sure.
Absolutely, and Angie Villian from the Curitiba club puts it up there, and now the ball out from Lucas Duque into the midfield. Nice angled run in there by the Brazilians as they're getting quick ball and moving it forward here. As Reeves pushes it through and finds touch just in behind that line. And inside the 22 and under some pressure will be an Argentinian lineout.
Brazil has really invested a ton into this test side.
And a quick ball being put out there by this Argentinian team after that line out, and it's going to be a line out now for Brazil headed in as they get a pretty good attacking position here.
And John, that investment that they've made in this team has been abundantly clear with the results that they've had in 2018. They had a huge win against Argentina. They had a win against Georgia. And so it shows that when you invest in your team, good results happen.
And they're playing some good ball here right now as the ball gets moved out to Reeves in the midfield. Reeves, they're going to go wide with this. They get it into the hands of Sansari, but he's taken down by the Argentinian defense. Up quickly against this one as well as they send one of the big forwards through from the two-piece. Reeves again finds a runner. That time he finds Kleber Diaz. Diaz, the open side flanker, was able to get that through, and now they're moving it across the field. Some good movement here, but it was Oliveira. Michael Oliveira from Brazil spilled that forward. We have an advantage here for Argentina, but Argentina is going to go and have a run with it. Ball gets into Lucas Mensah's hands, the inside center. They make to midfield and move that ball on quickly. Hard hit by the Brazilian defense. A little step there, looks like from the hooker. And again, on the run is Argentina, looking to put some phases together here. Was a knock on, but I think we're going to come back for a penalty against Brazil for an offsides.
I have no problem whatsoever with those multiple phases of play put together. Brazil really showing, or actually Argentina really showing spark here. See that huge shoulder, not even a stiff arm. I mean, he gave him a shoulder sandwich. Yeah. See you later, sir. I'm going this way.
Yeah, he decided to sit him down right there. Great hard run there by Lucas Mensah. 6', 210, not even a huge fella, but certainly put in the power right there as Argentina, with the penalty, kicks it downfield. They're going to be inside the Brazilian 22 with a great attacking position. We'll see what they decide to do with this one. The tail of the line out they go, and moving quickly off the back. A couple little moves back and forth, and they get the ball into Julian Dominguez's hands, and now it comes across there to one of the forwards, and one of the big fellas is going to go in for another try, and that's Geronimo Ureta. Geronimo Ureta scores the second try of the game here for this Argentinian 15 team, and the 22-year-old will be happy with that one.
Yeah, outstanding team try. Argentina is really on fire. They're poised. They're getting ball to hand. Their passes are accurate. Their set piece is good. And you see they're very active and keeping their feet moving in the contact piece.
And the ball is quick.
Yeah, it's quick ball, nice offloads. Just they're not throwing 50-50 ball, and that's just simplicity. Yep. We heard it in the last game. Simple, basic rugby, but beautiful.
Just play those basics, and that's going to work. The last game we were talking about there was the U.S. That was their message all game. They're in the first game of the ARC. But here we have the basics done right by Argentina. And Geronimo Ureta from the Neuquen club is a recipient of that one. And he had a pretty open line there. As the kick is good, it's 14-0. Argentina 15 over Brazil, just 10 minutes in this first half. As Brazil, after another try, will be here to kick off. Through Reeves. Reeves playing in the USA for the Utah Warriors in their Major League Rugby. Puts it downfield, and Argentina pushes it out. We're going to have another line out here for Brazil, just about 40 meters out, 48 meters out, inside the Argentinian half. But a lot of room to go here. They got to string together these phases, do Brazil.
Yes, they do. I mean, they look a little flat to me, to be honest with you. They definitely need to light a spark. Because they're going against, again, one of the most drilled, put-together teams here at this tournament.
A little bit of a wobbly ball comes down a couple of different ways, but as a knock-on, either a knock-on or not straight in there. We'll see what the referee is called. It's going to be a scrum for Argentina as Brazil couldn't quite get a hold of that one. Referee Montez going to set another one down here. The referee's going to bring it up here, but no penalties. Just wants to have a little conversation.
This is the moment we've been waiting for all match. The scrum. We want to see a completed scrum.
We want to see the scrum. We want to see what Brazil certainly powerful in this area, but Argentina renowned for this nationally in the game. So, and it comes together. Good squeeze there by Brazil. What power they have as they turn that one over against the head. The ball is now at Arthur Bergo's feet, the number 8.
We see why there was hesitancy in the first scrum.
A little pushing and shoving there, a bit unhappy from Argentina. And great work, Bergo, the 24-year-old, pleased with that, getting his 25th cap today. The referee, I don't even need to speak Spanish or Portuguese to know he was saying cut out the little pushing and shoving.
But good show on his part.
Yep.
He's going to run a tight ship. Yep. You've got to start early.
And here it is.
Yeah, that's just a tremendous power there by Brazil. They're just It's like 8 bulls just driving through. It's really remarkable to see.
And they're going to go for the kick on this one. Looks like Reeves is going to try to slot some points here. Reeves, a 28-year-old New Zealand-born player playing in the U.S., playing his national team rugby for Brazil. Certainly world traveler right there.
Yeah.
Reeves have to reset. Referee Montez happy to let him do so.
Yes.
A little windy there. Ball's a little wobbly on that tee. Reeves gets to hold it off the left. And he's good. Cutting down the lead here, 14-3. Brazil on the board against Argentina. And very important for them to get those first points to kind of settle the nerves and know they're in this game.
Exactly. I think their biggest confidence boost was just being able to get a scrum in, and then sometimes that can change the momentum.
Argentina goes long there to the boot of Elias. And here is Brazil on the run inside of their line. That was Oliveira. Duque puts it back to Reeves. Reeves off that left boot once again. Pushes it back down towards the Argentinian 22. Argentina, a little bit of a shallower kick, looking for some ground there. Have found it. And Brazil content to put it down the field, but right into Argentinian's hands. And there's the try scorer, Escura. Escura puts it inside the Brazilian 22 this time. And Brazil is going to calm down proceedings and put that one in a touch. And we're going to have a line out here for Argentina, somewhere around midfield.
Yeah, you know, they've been pretty good. They've had, what, 1 or 2 lineups thus far, but you see this little slap and tickle going on verbally.
Yeah, that was Jardel Veterato. I don't know if I'd want to mess with him. 5'10", 260. He's a big fella, but Argentina on the move here. And off they go, the ball. Oh, nice break there by Carreras. Elias put him through a great hole, and Escura just chips one forward. It goes directly out. And Brazil has decided to go quick here. The referee, Montez, says go ahead and play as they're at the 40-meter line here with just a little pick and go. Thought it was just a little pick and go to drive some room, but the referee's going to whistle that one. And we had a knock on in there, so we're going to have a scrum.
Yeah, Brazil seems to be, I mean, they've been very strong on attack, and that's where, Argentina has been very strong on attack. So that's where Brazil's going to be most challenged. But this is where Argentina is going to be most challenged. They've got to cut down on the infractions to stay out of these scrums.
We'll see how they do this time as they come together. And there it is, that drive again. And a penalty. First, they take it against the head. Now they get a penalty. This is going to be a big factor for Brazil today and give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, they've got it. Their strength is to play that passing game, that offload, and the tackle and maintaining possession. They don't want to get caught in the scrum with Brazil, at least out of this phase of the game.
Reeves steps up. I think Reeves is going to be an important part of just keeping Brazil calm and moving forward and staying down the right side of the field. Going to be very important for them. They got some excited players out there who really want to build off that scrum power.
Take a look again at that scrum. It's just too powerful. This is their pride. This is their joy. And Argentina really has no answer for them at this point.
Well, the lineout's been a little more Argentina at this point, so we'll see how they do. But this two-piece come down with that one. And driving forward they go. Ball eventually goes to the ground. And it's Duque. Moves it out to the hooker. Villian, Angie Villian. Another waiting set of forwards there as the ball moves to Kleber Diaz. 6'4", 245-pound flanker. Player not rolling away right away from Argentina, but referee is happy to just let him do it. A little ball ripped out the back there, and on the run goes Brazil. Brazil looking to use those wide channels as well, as Santori finds a half gap, but eventually taken down. Looking for a quick ball themselves is Brazil. Brazil, the Reeves moves it back into one of his waiting forwards' hands there. That was Lucas Pietro on his 44th cap today. Reeves again looks to move that one wide, but Oliveira, well taken, and Argentina's turned that one over. Argentina now, a little fractured field ball here. Let's see what they can do with this. As the ball comes out quickly. And Argentina at the 40-meter line of Brazil on the run here. And Elias decides to move that one down. The player from Atletico de Rosario.
And where Argentina's strongest is when they have ball in hand. Great strip. Take a second look. I mean, he knew what he was doing. He knew going in that he was just going to go for that ball. Didn't even go for the tackle. And really helped set up this great field positioning.
And that was a 180-pound fly half on a big old second row, just ripping that ball out of his hands.
I mean, I guess he really had no other choice but to go for the ball.
But well done, as we get a look at Brazil at their own 5-meter line as Angie Willian. See where they try to go. They try to go nice and simple there to the front to Luis Vieira. And Brazil maintaining the ball there through Duet. Dangerously at their own line here is Brazil. They're going to want to clear this one out of here. Oof, not a lot of room to kick, but Reeves gets that one off to the 40-meter line, but a nice attacking position here as Santiago Carreras finds a couple of half gaps there and slides through. Moves the ball to Elias. Elias gets the ball into Goddeson's hands that we talked about earlier. We're expecting to see big things out of him today. Osachuk, the sevens player. That's it, a little tip pass there from Baldunciel. Now the ball back into Escura's hands. Escura already has one try. He's going to move that one out wide there. And he's looking for the big number 7, Lautaro Bavaro. And that ball is knocked back. And Argentina a chance to reset just inside the 22 here. As they get the ball to Baldunciel. To Elias. He moves it into Solvera. Solvera, the loose head prop, takes that one. We have a penalty is going to come in there against a Brazilian player, against Veterato. And a referee wants to have a conversation here, and it looks like Veterato may be about to get a yellow card. Or not him. I thought it was what it was going to be. That was
number 11.
Moises Duque.
Yeah.
Going off the field. Oh, sorry, they were Jacques Duet, sorry.
Yeah.
Looked down my list quickly the wrong way. Duet, 10 minutes on the sideline. See what this was for.
An intentional knock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They typically don't call that, or don't call as much in 15s as they do in 7s, but
I saw him trying to wrap his arm for a tackle there. I think it's a bit of a tough call on Duet. We'll see good from this angle. That's not the guy that got carded, so here we have ball coming out. And
I think he was just an unfortunate victim of not having a TMO on that.
Yeah. Well, the referees have held up for a second here. Let's see what I think this is. Oh, it was a 20-minute water break for these teams. There's a little bit of heat down there in Argentina today.
Well, Argentina looking, again, really strong. Anything outside of the set piece, particularly the scrum, I think is going to play in their advantage. And considering they're a team that's been very chop and changing in nature over the last couple of years, showing pretty good resilience coming in. And I think 2019 may be, a different story for them, at least based on these first 20 minutes.
Yeah, they were 3 years ago they were first. They've been second to the U.S. for the last couple of years, and I'm sure they're going to want to change that as they head to the line out at the 5-meter line, and Baldunciel to put it in. The alumni club, the 22-year-old. And now to a maul we go. Ball in Baldunciel's hands. They're headed towards the line. He's got it in his hands. Baldunciel, he touches it down. Try awarded.
And that's just a textbook building of a beautiful maul.
And the hooker starts it with a throw and ends it by touching it down. And just great work there by this Argentina team. And, you know, these 5-meter lineouts these days are almost unstoppable sometimes.
They are.
Just very organized.
Yeah, and clearly Argentina very organized in their build-up structure there. Just keeping the ball at the back. Brazil really wailing out of control, off, you know, falling to their knees, falling to the ground. They really had no answer for that.
So we see in the set pieces Argentina is the line-out kings today, and Brazil certainly pushing around in the scrum with just 21 minutes going in this game. As we're at 19-3 with Elias perfect so far to extend the lead. 22-year-old. Elias lines it up. And hooks that one off to the left there, so he's 2 for 3 now in the game so far, and it's 19-3. Argentina over Brazil in this Americas Rugby Championship first round, as we get a look at Baldunciel, his first try of the match there. 5'11", 215-pounder. Brazil a little slowly this time, walks up to get things started.
Yeah, they need a little bit of a spark right now. It's not looking
just a quarter of the way through the game
favorable.
So far. Yep.
Yeah.
High this time goes Reeves. Inside the 22, well taken by Argentina. Referee says they are outside of the 22, I believe. Ball goes back there to Elias. Elias pushes it downfield. It must not have been outside the 22 because it's directly in a touch. It's going to be a line out here for Brazil, just inside the Argentinian half.
And I'm going to put my money on a steal here by Argentina. I mean, I think they've certainly got a height advantage on Brazil.
We've heard some of the calls for simplicity, and they're trying to move people around as the ball goes to the tail, but it's taken down that time by Bergo, the number 8. Not as quick as the ball they would have wanted, but quicker nonetheless as the ball comes again to Duque. Duque moves it out into their midfield, and that's Felipe Sansari, one of the twins, the outside center. Duque to Reeves. Reeves finds a runner on a nice line there. There's Angie Willian, the hooker. A little inside ball now, well done. And tying together the phases of Brazil. Willian again, this time met with a number of Argentinian defenders. There's Lucas Abud, 6'2", 265 loosehead. Adding to proceedings here as the ball goes to Bergo and then out wide to Sansari. Sansari doesn't have any to pass to. A little messy right now from Brazil. They're going to need to clean this up. Nice little spin there from Sansari. And with a man of the bin, Brazil able to hang on to this ball. Reeves now content to put that one up in the air. Well-placed kick there, just sitting outside the try zone as Argentina is going to find touch, and we'll have another Brazilian line out in a better position this time, just about 30 meters out from the Argentina line.
Yeah, but it's certainly not an efficient way to move the ball down the field. I mean, that was well-maintained and contained effort by Argentina on this Brazilian attack.
On the edge of the field, going the shorter line out is Brazil. Make sure they maintain possession. Some of the big boys are going to have a little rumble as Duque calls for a certain formation that he wants. And Brazil on the move here just outside the 22. The referee Montes agrees with Lucas Duque that there is a penalty there by Argentina. It's going to be a good shot for Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably go for points here. They're within range. But what's been a really big strength for Brazil is the scrum, and there's nothing that says you can't elect to have that.
That's a good thinking there. I mean, that would have been, put the pressure on him. Eventually, you're going to get a yellow card out of one of those scrums.
Yeah, exactly.
Even things up a little bit there.
I've always believed in playing to your strengths.
Here's another little look. Players off their feet just digging into the ball. We've all known a player or two like that.
Yes. Just a couple.
As Willian to the front, uncontested by Argentina. Ball's going to the ground. Referee Montez says play on. And Bergo, the number 8, trying to find a little seam there. And again, pushing towards the line is this powerful Brazilian set of forwards. It was Aboud in that one. They're just working their way across field, trying to find a little space here. And they go again. Trying to wriggle their way through. Referee on one side of the set there. There could have been a penalty for an offsides. On the other side, I don't know if you saw that one. There were several players just way over those feet.
Yeah, and that's just the pressure that Brazil is putting on in this tight, pick and go attack. It's hard to contain. They're staying nice and low, and they're right on each other to support. And there we go. That's the go-to. I mean, use your strengths.
And they listen to Phaedra Knight eventually. They're going to.
You know what? If they listen to me the entire game, they may end up on the winning end.
As we have a great position here for a Brazilian scrum. I mean, I'd really look for a pushover try right here with the power they had.
Yes. Either that, or they're going to continue to force like what is it?
Force the penalties, trying to
force
get the card.
penalty. Yeah. Repeat infringement.
Referee Montez going to whistle that one up. He's keeping a close eye on this.
Everyone's a little bit anxious, moving around a bit.
Brazil, you should know, all these players play on different clubs in the Type 5. Not one of them plays together during the regular season. So for them to get together these games and be able to be this unified and play like this is a pretty impressive statement for this.
It absolutely is.
Referee Montez works his way around to the other side. We'll whistle again.
So much build up with the scrum.
Just 10 minutes to go in this first half here. Brazil looking to extend some more points on the board. If we can ever get the scrum sorted out.
Yeah.
Me, you, and 30,000 fans want this to happen as we get a free kick there for infringements. Number 1 coming in, Silveira that time. And Brazil, to no one's surprise, is going to call for another scrum.
Yeah. Oh, eventually you keep getting penalties. It's gonna break you.
There you see the second rows of their arms wrapped around the front row. A little bit of a different bind than a lot of people are used to.
Yes. Very different.
Which was apparently started in Argentina, but now being used against them. And great work there by Argentina holding that one up as a penalty against Brazil this time. And that is a statement right there from this Argentinian team. You can see Nicolas Silveira and everybody congratulating Lucas Favre, the tight head prop, but what a moment for this Argentinian team.
Turning the tables. I mean, really. Amazing. And you see they're so fired up about it. So much passion.
Yep.
So much.
That's great for them. Their fans certainly enjoyed that as they get out of that one. It's going to be their line out just around the 22. We get a shot of Elias.
Take another look here at that scrum. You see just tremendous power in digging. They just locked it out and then saw that opportunity to drive a bit, drawing that penalty.
Abu just popped out there as Escuda this time. Puts it up. And a couple of bouncing balls. I think it went forward into his hand. It certainly did. Knock on. We're going to have a scrum here for Argentina. The players exchange some pleasantries there.
I think we're going to see that all match long.
I don't think there's much love lost between these forwards. Let's get a good look at Trunquez there. We haven't seen him yet today. Trunquez goes up for that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a knock there by Brazil. But any amount of knock is a knock on.
Yep. Certainly is, as we get a look at Escuda, the try scorer. One of them. No, that scrum very even. Oop. Referee wants to have a chat with both hookers here.
Hay que jugar y disputar el scrum. A partir de ahora van a empezar los penales. ¿Está claro? Necesito de su ayuda.
G. Willian and Gaspar Baldunciel have been given their orders by the referee, and we're ready to get started here again. Inside their own zone is Argentina, just outside their 40-meter line. There's pressure from Argentina. The scrum goes down, but referee's going to want to play it here as they go straight into Osadchuk. And Osadchuk, the sevens player, is finding some serious grass here as moves it out to Carreras. Carreras moves it out to the wing, opposite wing, Dominguez from the Pucara club. But play comes to an end there. Referee whistles it up. Didn't quite see what happened, but I think we're going to have a scrum here for Brazil.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate error there by Argentina, but they're just doing such a great job of moving the ball, and it's proving to be a bit much to stress the Brazilian defense. There's great skills there, nice fake and cut, and then the offload.
Here's where player just bundled in a touch right there. And we're going to have the line out. Yeah, that's that sevens player, that wing, Osadchuk there. A lot of Argentinians World Series sevens experience showing. As inside their own zone is Reeves, under a bit of pressure, but able to get a good kick away there.
Well, Brazil won that last line out, but it wasn't pretty, and they really probably want to pay attention to cleaning that up. If Argentina had really pursued that ball, they could have ended up in the try zone. It's not a place where you want to throw, an ineffective line-out throw.
Argentina to the tail of the line out there. Comes down, no problem. They're putting right through the midfield is Lucas Mensah. Lucas Mensah steps one of the Brazilian defenders, and no problem there. Just a great line from Lucas Mensah. And all that work for Argentina pays off as they extend their lead. What a try.
Yeah, great platform, but just coming in and striking at a tremendous pace. Brazil not in any position. They're kind of sitting back defensively on their heels, and you know what happens when that takes place. You see just slicing through that Brazilian defense, and then the beautiful cut. One man to beat, and he did it.
Yeah, Mensah just saw the mismatch with one of the Brazilian forwards there and just hit that no problem. You'll see it again. Steps right around, and Willian can't catch him, and off he goes.
You've got to switch on your defense. You've got to identify who's tackling who. And honestly, in that area of the field, it really doesn't matter. You just got to go low and get ready to take the player to the ground.
And with just over 5 minutes ago in this first half of America's Rugby Championship action, with another shot at this try right here from Mensah. It is 26-3, Argentina 15 over Brazil, and Argentina looking good so far. A little celebration from the boys. They're pretty happy.
Yes, they are, and they should be happy. They've been playing very well this match.
High kick there from Reeves. Argentina under a little pressure, but able to recycle that ball down there in their own end as Kuda moves it back again to Elias. Referee's blowing the whistle for this. And we have a penalty against Argentina for crossing or some sort of obstruction there, it looks like.
Looked like an obstruction in the run. I didn't catch it.
And this is a good time for Brazil. We'll see what they choose to do here, whether they go for another scrum since they're inside the zone there. 26-3, you know, putting another 3 points on the board. Not always going to do too much for you. And they're going to go to the corner through Reeves and look to get some late half points here.
Well, I think the recent performance of Argentina on these scrums has maybe changed the tune of this Brazilian attack. They're not so quick to elect for a scrum.
G. Willian, 23-year-old, to put the ball in. Finds a Brazilian player, not the one he intended, but Bergo comes down with it, and Brazil, little step there from Duque, the scrum half. And the forwards are powering through one more time there, and there's Jardel Veterato. Duque looking around. Reeves telling him to give it to his forwards there, and Lucas Abud, the 25-year-old, the next one to put his considerable frame into this bit of action down here as they work their way towards the Argentinian line. But good defense from the Argentinians, and that ball may have been turned over, and was. Argentina, just a great rip down there in their own zone, and Elias is going to get them out of trouble. And that's a couple of trips inside the 22 for Brazil, and they have not been able to come away with points.
No, they've just literally given the ball to Argentina, and you just can't afford to do that, especially when you're knocking on the door. Score a try. It's just, those are errors that you just can't commit.
Brazil will have another line out. Got their 40-meter line there. The Poli Club player, the Curitiba Club player, Willian. Arthur Bergo giving some instructions. They're going to go to tail the line out, but they hit their target that time. Reeves moves down in the midfield, and they're looking to go wide quick, and nearly through the gap is Sansari. Duque moves it back across field. Brazil will see what they choose to do with Reeves here. Reeves puts it up to one of the replacement players, but he can't quite handle that there, and that was Andre Arruda on the field. And Argentina pulls it away and hoofs it downfield inside the 22 there for Duet back on the field after his sin bin. And we're going to have a line out for Argentina. We'll see with the referees where they place it here. They're saying he moved back in there and went directly in a touch as we look at a great tackle there.
Yeah, really good tackle, and then pressure on the...
If Sansari finds that line from outside center, he'll certainly take it. Has a little wrap around there. Winds up back in the hands of Escuda, and he gets it out to one of his backline players. But good work there in the tackle by Brazil. And player holding it in. It's going to be a penalty here.
They've had, again, they're showing just little glimmers of brilliance on defense. They've just got to string together some consistency in their play, particularly on attack.
Reeves pushes the ball downfield, has done well with this in this first half. And it's going to be a Brazilian lineout with just about 30 seconds to go in this half. As we take another look at the jackal here from the Brazilian player. Yeah, he really did do a great job there.
You know, this is probably, and I said it before, the best showcase of backs Brazil has had in its history. They can only grow from here.
And to the tail of the line at the go, but contested, and Abud comes down with it. Abud into contact. Bergo again looking to move the ball on, but has to take it in himself, and Reeves moves it out quickly. And that was Moises Duque putting a little kick in there, but he's giving away possession to a dangerous Argentinian team. And Carreras notes at it immediately, puts the ball downfield inside the 22. And Moises Duque has to get back on his own kick and is under a lot of pressure there. Brazil scrambling here as the Argentinian defense brushes on. Let's push back to one of the Brazilian players. He's able to clear his lines, but not the most well-advised kick there as we've hit halftime here of the Americas Rugby Championship, where Argentina leads Brazil 26-3. 26-3, Argentina 15 over Brazil. We're going to be back with some halftime highlights right after these messages.
La Unión Argentina de Rugby agradece las siguientes firmas que hicieron posible este partido. Universidad Siglo XXI. Cambia tu forma de aprender. Cambiamos nuestra forma de enseñar. ESPN. Revivir partido completo en ESPN Play y la mejor información y videos encontrados en scrum.com. Play Patagonia. Vivir el Mundial de Japón 2019 muy cerca de los Pumas. Viajar con Play Patagonia, que es oficial. Americas, junto al rugby desde siempre. Americas, más protección, más futuro. Misión PYME SMS. Te ayudamos a desarrollar tu empresa, convertir empresa en la que siempre soñaste. SMS, pasión por la gestión. SMS, consultores oficiales de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Deloitte, líder en servicios profesionales. Soporte oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Personal, sponsor oficial de la Unión Argentina de Rugby. Visa, vos apoyás al rugby. Juegue donde juegue. Nosotros también. Visa Bank, sponsor de los Pumas y de Jaguares. Hoy es el día. Tenemos Visa. Bodega Estancia Mendoza, pasión, eso que nos hace parecidos, pero diferentes. Bodega Estancia Mendoza, estamos con los Pumas, estamos con vos. Cerveza Imperial, recompensa oficial del rugby argentino. Zurich, solo la asesora más importante y más grande podría proteger lo más grande. Zurich, protegiendo el ADN de nuestro rugby. Banco de la provincia de Neuquen. IJAR, Instituto de Juegos de Azar de Neuquen. SIA, All Service. Los Los Gigantes, Villa de Chocó. CENEC, Insumos y Servicios. Grupo 6, JAS, Servicios Generales. Óptica Golf. Transporte Rincón, Farmacias Global, Corroyo, Urbana.
It's halftime here in Neuquen, Argentina, where the Argentina 15 leads Brazil 26-3 in the Americas Rugby Championship's first round. We're going to bring some highlights of the first half between these two exciting teams.
Yeah, we see Brazil moving the ball down and then scrum half passing, but passing to no one. And obviously Argentina, number 9, Sobraco walked it in for a try untouched. That was the opener of the game.
And to follow that up, it was an errant pass to Escuda there. And Escuda, the scrum half, just sees it no problem. Goes the distance here. Just a little mistaken pass from Lucas Duque.
And then off of a line out, again, just continuity, leg drive, fight in their attack as they've displayed the entire game, and accuracy in the pass. And you see number 4, Ureta, take it in for his first try.
Got a little shot of that there, and Ureta gets his just rewards. Reeves with the only points of the day for Brazil off that great left boot, the New Zealand-born Utah Warrior.
And then the final points in the first half were actually put up by number 2, the hooker himself.
Gaspar Baldunciel.
Baldunciel.
Baldunciel puts the ball down. Good shot of it right there.
That was very...
Baldunciel from the Alumni Club. There's a later line out in the day as the ball comes down into the hands, and no problem coming through is Lucas Mensah, and Mensah just finds a gap, spots some errant defenders, a little mismatch in the line there with some forwards, and touches that one down, no problem. And 26-3, we're going to come back with a little discussion of the first half and the second half, and then we'll be coming back with second half action right after that. We're back during halftime here where Argentina 15 leads Brazil 26-3 in the Americas Rugby Championship. Going to look at some first half statistics and talk about what these teams need to do in the second half as this entertaining game moves on. Phaedra, it's been all Argentina so far.
Yeah, it has been. Obviously, the scoreline speaks for itself. Argentina, honestly, unsuccessful in their scrums, but they showed some fight later as the first half progressed. And then you take a look, their conversions are good. They've scored more tries, and their lineouts have actually been perfect. And Brazil,
yeah, the line has been okay. They've been a little choppy, not getting exactly how they want it, but they've certainly come down with it. A few more penalties for Argentina. It's been a little bit of a chippy first half. These teams are ready to go hammer and tongs.
Yeah, you want to get that penalty number down if you're Argentina. I mean, they've really been playing on fire. I think they've put together and shown some great continuity, which was their test coming into this match, was to prove that they could be a team with continuity. But clearly the stronger team, stronger side here against Brazil.
And what do you think we're going to see in the second half from these teams?
Well, I think for Brazil, we're going to see probably a bit of a gust from the scrum.
All right, well, we're going to be back with that second half action after a few words.
Cerveza Imperial, recompensa oficial del rugby argentino. Zurich, la ciudad más grande.
Nada. ¿Ya está?
Welcome back for second half action of the Americas Rugby Championship. It's 26-3, Argentina 15 over Brazil. We're ready to go with second half action. This is John Broker with World Rugby Hall of Famer Phaedra Knight bringing you the action. Phaedra, should be a great second half.
Should be. You know, I think that Brazil has the an advantage here and an opportunity to turn it up. They've got to certainly come together on defense and cut down on these line penetrations by Argentina.
And it's Argentina to kick off there, and Brazil goes to the boot immediately through Neuquen, one of the many players in the Sao Jose club. And scooped up there as a player tried to knock it back, and Argentina is across the line here, and the try scorer, Lucas Mensah, rolls forward for a few more as the ball goes to another try scorer, Baldunciel, but he can't handle it. We're going to have a scrum here for this Brazilian team, and a little mistake on the kickoff there, knocking it back, letting Argentina jump on it from Brazil.
Yeah, definitely. You've certainly got to catch the ball, right?
Secure
on
that.
your kickoff, you need to win those. It just puts unnecessary pressure on Brazil.
Substitution as Paganini comes into the game for Piero in the second row for Brazil. Expect to see these subs come in today as the first scrum of the second half goes down. Referee Montes certainly has his work cut out for him in scrum time today.
Yeah, he's been pretty busy around the scrum, but I think he's done a very good job of just really officiating and keeping it under control.
Neuquen puts that one in, and power from the Brazilians again as they go to Reeves, and Reeves off of that great left boot drives one downfield, finds touch. We'll see if Argentina wants to go quick. Thought about it for a second, but they're not going to, and Reeves, the great kick inside the Argentinian half.
Yeah, he gained some territory with really little effort for the Brazilians. Big line out here, though.
Argentina miscues on that one. Winds up in the hands of Kleber Diaz. Kleber Diaz takes the ball forward for Brazil, and they're going to try to make hay off of this miscue here as the ball comes out to Sansari. Sansari to Moises Duque. Moises Duque gets the ball to Sanseri Daniel. Again, one of the two sets of brothers on this Brazilian team. And there he is, Angie Willian, in his 6th cap. Been very active, the Brazilian hooker. Has a little wraparound run there from Sanseri. Now, ball quickly out to one of the big boys. That's Luis Vieira. Plays his rugby in France. He's on one of his front row players. And Brazil, once again, content to keep it tight here. But now the ball goes to Reeves. Reeves moves to DeWet. DeWet moves it out there to Duque. Duque moves it wide, and they have some room there. Oh, and hard luck for Daniel Sanseri. The line was there for him, Phaedra, and dropped it on his way.
I mean, beautiful line-out steal to start that series off, and just great face play, and then just bad stroke. I mean, just really the luck. Can't get any worse than that because he had it. He had that try.
Yeah, and it just popped out of his hands. Oh, he's going to regret that. That's hard luck for him as line out for Argentina. And looks like Escura, the scrum half's able to make a little ground there. Going to remain inside their 22 as they're looking for an exit there. That was Esproco. Sabroco, the number 8 for Argentina, pushes it forward. And Elias is able to clear his lines. It's going to be a Brazilian line out here early in this second half.
Well, they'll get a second shot at this.
Yeah, we'll see how they do.
Well, they're moving the ball better on attack. They're, putting together some significant phases, or at least they did in the last play.
The stolen line out there from Argentina. As a trend continues of this dominance for them in this part of the game. Set of Argentinian forwards, power forward there. Sabroco puts on a little pass into one of his forward teammates there, and Molina from the Jockey Cordoba club. Move it out wide, lose a little ground, but maintain possession does Argentina. And they're getting some pretty quick ball at the moment as Elias finds Baldunciel. And turned over there by Brazil on that tackle. Great work there. Couldn't quite see that at first. And it's Kleber Diaz once again, but now turned over by Argentina. And Argentina on the run. Ball's going to hit the ground, but they're going to try to go through with this. Quick ball there to the try scorer, and he moves it out to Julian Dominguez. Wide pass there, winds up in the hands of Carreras. Baldunciel playing a lot of work, doing a lot of work in the middle of the field as a hooker. Goes up with that one, and then it's going to knock on there from Argentina. It'll be a scrum here to Brazil. A little bit of back and forth play here.
Yeah, back and forth. I mean, the fast ball, though, of Argentina, they're just really playing that fast game. It's tiring this Brazilian team out. You can see it. They're just getting lucky. But as the game progresses, fitness is going to play a big role. Argentina is I think, definitively probably the fittest team or the fitter team between the two. Catches some lucky breaks there. Brazil.
Baldunciel there puts the ball back. You can see the knock on, but must have been in there if referee Montez saw it. So it's going to be a scrum here for Brazil just outside their 22. Probably looking to play the territory game, I would imagine. That's Lucas Duque, 34-year-old, puts the ball in. Duque goes for a little run, pushes the ball back, and Brazil moves it downfield just outside the Argentina 22 into the hands of Carreras. Carreras puts up a high one. Well fielded there by Brazil. Brazil with a player down at the moment on the field, but they're going to have a run here through Lucas Trunquez, a 24-year-old. He gets the ball back to Daniel Sanseri. Ball's been moved forward. Good handling here by the Brazilian team. Until I said that, Kleber Diaz can't quite handle that one. We're going to have a scrum to Argentina.
Yeah, the last time that Brazil was on the run, I think Diaz mishandled and lost it, but he's obviously a very dynamic runner and very agile. He's just got to keep that ball in hand.
Yeah, this a couple of breaks down inside the Argentina zone from Brazil, and miscues right there at the end. That was another nearly certain try.
When you add it up,
Yep.
that could have been 3 potential tries in this half.
Yeah.
That would have been the difference in the game.
And referee Montez wants to take a look at something here. We'll see. Some potential foul play, I suppose.
Perfecto. ¿Vas a ir a monitor o te lo digo yo?
Perfecto, voy.
I don't think that was an intentional elbow there. I don't see anything really worth bringing a yellow card out for here. I'm not sure what the call is.
Yeah, I think he was just basically turning over.
Yeah.
I don't think there was intent.
I don't think he was flying with an elbow there.
But certainly there was a foot grab. There's no doubt about that.
We'll see what referee Montez comes back with.
¿Me lo puedes tirar de vuelta, por favor?
Scooter was certainly pleading his case there.
Vamos de vuelta.
Yeah, there's zero tolerance for any kind of retaliation. And retaliation in that case, contact to the head, is just not allowed in this game.
We'll see what happens. I still don't think that was really intentional. But
Simplemente juego, va a ser scrum y no hay penal. ¿Estamos de acuerdo?
Okay.
Gracias.
referee Montez coming back out here to let the teams know what's going on.
Play on.
No problems there. We're going to play on. Unintentional. So just a little break there. 7 minutes into the second half of action. And it's going to be Argentina ball right at their own 22. A great opportunity for Brazil to show that scrum power. And they do, and the ball comes back that time, and Argentina able to handle it and put it into Mensah's hands from the Pucata club. The 22-year-old takes it in, and now they get it back to Elias. The 6 foot, 180-pound fly half pushes the ball downfield.
Yeah, just getting him out of like the hot zone.
Yeah, it's going to be Brazil ball again here. Let's see if they can finish off one of these great movements they've had for the last few minutes.
Yeah, they need to be patient. Stop trying to offload 50-50 passes and go to ground, rebuild the attack. It's simple.
And contact in the line out there from Argentina. Going to be another penalty here for Brazil. And Reeves is going to push this one down into the corner. And a better shot at it Brazil is going to have as they move on in this second half. Reeves.
Brazil can score a try here. I mean, they're literally bridging the gap with this, let's say they score a converted try. They're at 10-26, and they're not that far out of this game. They've already proven that they can actually move the ball and maintain, but when they throw that one pass too many or just take their eyes off of the ball, they make mistakes.
Yep.
They've got to tighten that up.
And no luck on that one as Argentina comes down with it, and they're on the run once again. And as Kuras pushes that one downfield, kept in by Brazil, and they're on the run now. Sonsari moves it across field, and they get it across a duet. Little bobble, but he can handle it. He's at the 40-meter line of Argentina. And making more ground as he gets just outside the 22, about 27, 28 meters out. And penalty for not releasing against Argentina. Brazil will have a chance to either put it back down in that corner or make another choice of a penalty here. We'll see what they choose to do.
They're still deliberating.
Reeves checking the wind there. I think he's just trying to buy a little time to decide which way to go.
Yeah.
And puts it to that, as they would call it, an educated left boot. And they're at the 5-meter line of Argentina again. They're going to be looking for a better line out this time. Go nice and simple and try to push this one over. 10 minutes into the second half.
¿Sí o no? ¿Jugamos o no jugamos?
Taking their time.
Yeah, they certainly are. Angie Willian there holding a rib as he's headed towards the line, but he's going to soldier on, I'm sure. They go to the front there, and again spoiled by Argentina, but it winds up in Kleber Diaz's hands, and Kleber Diaz gets it just about 5 meters out. I see line out comes back their way, and we'll see what Brazil can string together here as Brazil driving towards the Argentina line. Duque gets it to Reeves. Reeves moving out across there to Moises Duque, and it's to Sanceries. Sanceries is able to slip that tackle, and he gets it into the hands of Trunquez, but Trunquez hauled down. Assistant referee has not seen it go in a touch, although some of the Argentinians were calling for that, and the ball is up in Arthur Bergo's hands. Reeves looking for a runner and finds Duque. Coming back across to Reeves the other way. Gets the ball to Sanceries, but that kick goes down and may come back for a penalty against Argentina. I was wondering why you put that kick in. I didn't realize they had an advantage.
Yeah, he had a free play. I think they need to just show some composure here, take their time. What's been really effective for Brazil when they're especially inside Argentina's 22 has been to execute the pick and go. That tight, really rumbling. They're shorter than Argentina, so they have a bit of an advantage in that particular strategy.
Shot of Sanceries just slipping Carreras there. And they choose a scrum this time.
That's their big platform.
And Angie Willian is coming off the field for Walter Schildberg. They are replacing the hooker. Willian has certainly had a good game so far, very active. And Baldunciel is coming out for Zapata for Argentina. Good drive that time by Argentina. Reeves has the ball in hand, though. We'll see where he goes. And Moises Duque puts a pass out to no one in particular, and it's scooped up by Carreras. And here goes Argentina. They have some room. Mensah moves that one. Another ball to Elias to the wing and just a little bit of space. Is Dominguez. Good pressure from the Brazilian defense to hold a pot of Argentinian forwards there. Argentina recycles it and headed on through Molina. Elias pushes it downfield with the boot. And Brazil pushed way back into their territory. Duet is going to have to pick this up. There's got to be someone coming near him. And Duet pushes that one in touch.
Looks a little tired.
Yeah, Duet looks a little bit tired there.
Everybody looks a little tired, actually. I think they're...
we almost had a... We're looking for a quick line up there. Referee Montez is going to pull that back.
I believe they'll welcome the 20-minute water break.
Yeah, they're coming on, and we're about...
Bring out the electrolytes.
Yep. It is certainly a warm day in Argentina. A little shade on the field as they go to tail the line out. We'll wrap around there. They've run this before, and it's worked before. It's going to work again. This time they score a try, however, as a second try for Lucas Mensah from the Bukhara Club, the 22-year-old. Has 2 on the day, and just a nice little simple work move, Phaedra.
Yeah, it was very beautiful to watch. Absolutely. And I was watching, you were watching along with Brazil. That happened.
Yeah, just open them up right there. Just a nice little inside pass. Great move.
You can use that play a couple times a game, and Argentina's done that twice today, and it's worked very well.
Found that inside gap, just beautifully done.
Yeah.
And we're extended to 31-3 here. Things looking, the hill just getting a little bigger for this Brazilian two-piece side as the Argentina 15 pushes out their lead. 15 minutes into the second half of America's Rugby Championship action. And it is good as we go to 33-3. As we get a shot of the kicker, Elias.
Yeah, Brazil needs a wake-up call.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Well, there's some,
but
there's
their
time
defense
left.
is just not on, and that's the area of the field that you have absolutely got to be a wall. And that was just a fractured defense.
DeWet Van Niekerk goes off as they bring in Stefano Giantorno, another Sao Jose player for Brazil. Argentina taking out Sabroco for Ortiz de Rosas. Reeves puts up a nice high one there, knocked forward by Argentina. The replacement hooker comes down with it. A wide ball, quick there, shows some of the skill from this Brazilian side as Sansari at the 22 takes it to the edge of the field. The replacement hooker there. Schildberg takes it in. Reeves looking for another runner and finds the big boy Lucas Aboud in the midfield. Reeves again, a first receiver, moves it out to Duque. Looking for some space that's not there. As Argentina piles in, they think they see something here. The plane on the ground there from Solvera, but he seemed to have gotten away with it.
Yeah, he did.
And Argentina away with an interception here. And off they go through Osadchuk. Argentina crosses midfield. A little bit of momentum as Brazil struggles to get back on defense. That was a big collision. The forwards from Argentina really getting ahead of steam here, but pass goes in way behind, and they're again inside their own zone. A little trouble there for the double try scorer, Mensah. He's able to sneak away from one. Gets it down to one of his second rows there, and that's a big number 5, Franco Molina. We've talked about him as one of the players to watch, and he doesn't have enough to get over the line there, but great play by him as the ball's just popped up to the 7-star Osadchuk. And just a little bit of great individual effort by two players, and Argentina extends their lead one more time. So there was Julian Dominguez. It wasn't Osadchuk that scored that. My apologies.
Yeah. Franco Molina, I mean, that was an outstanding run, and I think if he had switched the ball to the other hand, he could have used that right hand to fend. But Mensah here, starting it off with active feet, offloading. You see here, well,
yeah,
we didn't see.
Couldn't see the whole thing, yeah.
But yes.
Not sure Molina could believe his luck that he had the ball at about 40 meters of open ground in front of him. But he certainly made it worth it and pops the ball up, and it was Dominguez that scored that try.
Yeah, and that's just good support effort. It's just not giving up. And we get a player that close as Molina got to the try line, most people, they're like, okay, he's got it. So it's great effort.
Martin Elias, 4 for 5, as you can see. Going to extend the lead here to 40 for Brazil, as we're just under the 3/4 mark of this game, just 59 minutes gone. Elias taking his time. Elias slots it perfectly. And the lead is extended to 40-3, the Argentina 15, as we get a look at Big Molina here. And then exactly as you said, Phaedra just didn't change the ball to the other hand, could have fended off that player. But the try comes nonetheless.
Well, I'm sure he'll know to do that next time.
And Reeves spent a lot of time practicing his kickoffs today. He's going to have another one. Fielded well there by Santiago Portillo from the Los Tarcos club. Escura puts up a high ball. Well fielded there by Reeves. Reeves able to step a couple. Duque moving out there, and Brazil with a good platform in the midfield. A bobbled ball there by the scrum half. May have been spilled forward into Argentinian hands. A bit of a mess on the ground there. Looks like Brazil is going to get it back. We'll see where they go with it as Duque looking for some runners there, and they put it in behind, and now they got some room to run. And that's Sanseri again, looking for some space. Nothing happening there as Bergo has to take that one in. And he back to the same side to Reeves. Reeves looking to spark something for the two-piece side here, but Duque just spots some space behind and rolls it down just outside the 22, where Agustin Seguro, haven't seen much of him today, fields it and hoofs it back downfield where Tronquez puts up a kick and is going to stay in field. And here comes Argentina as Cura. Wily move there from the scrum half, and as Cura's found some room, I thought for sure he was going to get caught, and he has moved that ball on to Osadchuk there, and Osadchuk gets hauled down just by the faintest part of his jersey. And moving away they go, and Mensah, who's already scored twice, is in for his third. Mensah. Oh!
Well, he was in for his third, and then he knocked it on.
Oh, hard luck there for Lucas Mensah. Such a good game, found another gap, and then just let that one slip out of his hands.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. He's played so hard all game. Not a showy player, just a hard runner.
See it here. It was all his, no problem, and just the last second just bobbles that ball. Oh.
Don't you hate when that happens?
I do hate when that happens. Yeah, he's going to... I'm sure he's going to hear about that one for the week. It was his teammates. Brazil, though, at their own 5-meter line is going to have to make sure this is a nice, solid scrum. In the number 8 slot is Andre Arruda from the Destero club. Stable scrum. Straight back for the kick. Not going to get too much room there. As the ball comes down into the try-scorer Dominguez's hands. Dominguez moves it to Facundo Cordero. With a little bit of pep in their step right now is this Argentina team. They're moving this ball quick and causing some havoc in this Brazil defense. They seem to have stepped it up a gear right now. As the ball goes to Agustin Segura again. They're going to move it quick, and the ball is popped up there. Oh, and lost forward again. There's another replacement, Benito Ortiz de Rosas.
Well, if you recall, they started out the half, Argentina, a little bit flat, and Brazil was actually moving the ball, made some handling errors, and weren't able to convert those opportunities into tries. But it seems as though Argentina has made a number of subs, and they are looking a little bit more like themselves from the first half. And that's the Argentina team that we have grown to expect.
Yep. Moving the ball and just a little spill forward there. That would have been Bavaro, a well-worked try for the captain, but not to be. Lots of knock-ons around the try zone today for both teams, unfortunately.
Well, they've got a little bit of thump power in their scrum, too. So I'm actually impressed with Argentina and how they've adjusted to this very strong Brazilian scrum.
From the Curitiba club, Doug Routh has stepped in as a replacement scrum half here for his third cap. Sorry, it wouldn't be a cap game, but Argentina this time puts on the squeeze, and under all sorts of trouble is Brazil. But a penalty for driving in a wrong direction there. Wheeling, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Lost my train of thought for a second, and Brazil get the penalty.
They may have gotten the penalty, but that's still power, and that's a complete change from what happened in the first half.
Number Brazilian players being tended to there as Reeves pushes the penalty downfield, and they're 22 really, Brazil.
Brazil doesn't quite have the depth that Argentina has, and I think fatigue and the lack of depth on the bench, starting to see some erosion across the board for them.
Here's a shot of that takedown by the jersey there. Great tackle there. Let's see that quick ball from Argentina. Not sure it's fair to make him relive that, but
that replay keeps popping up.
And here is Brazil getting over the 50-meter line there through Sansari. Felipe Sansari, the outside center. His twin now in over the ball, Daniel Sansari, but penalty against Brazil. And good work there by Argentina. Forced that turnover. Great work around the contact area, really latching onto that ball.
Yeah, Zapata, he saw that opportunity. It's fresh legs and ready to get into the game. Well done.
And replacements for Argentina, pushes the ball on a touch. Martin Roger Farias into the fly half position now for these last 15 minutes of this America's Rugby Championship contest here on ESPN 3. The ball moved across quickly after that line out, and a good line there by Segura, taking down the replacement scrum half there. Del Preti, Gregorio Del Preti moved it out. With forwards queuing up for that one, Argentina ready to go, and it's big Javier Corvalan, 5'11", 245-pounder, tried to put it in there, and then on to Santiago Portillo, but he's driven back in the tackle. Starting to move this Brazilian defense across as Argentina, but Brazil able to hang on as the ball gets out to Segura. Segura hands off one, gets the ball back to Del Preti. It's about 10 meters out with some more room to run. Good line there by Corvalan. Quick moves back of the ball, and I think that's, we're going to come back for the scrum, the knock on there.
That was outstanding defense by Brazil. I mean, they're showing some glimmers of life. They made their tackles, they consolidated well around the ruck, and they had a nice launch defensively to shut Argentina down.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get disorganized there at some point, but they really held on there. Put in the power to force this turnover. So it's going to be their scrum just inside their 22. I'm sure Reeves will be happy to push this one way downfield at some point. And it goes against Argentina. We have a free kick here goes against Brazil, free kick here for Argentina. And the ball gets moved out to Julian Dominguez, but he can't make it in for another one. Preti moves it across to Benito Ortiz de Rosas. Back in is the big fella that looks like Martin Fernandez Segurati. The replacements really adding some firepower and some life to this team here as Portillo once again gets it. Now we have a look for Ortiz de Rosas, but he doesn't see it. They come back across, and Portillo takes the ball once again and finally popped up, and it had to come sooner or later. Javier Corvalan from Deportiva Francesa Club puts in the try, and after an extended period of forward pressure and a lot of smash and bash in there, this Argentina team goes over to extend their lead.
Yeah, it looks like youth prevailed in this case. A very young back line, especially with the substitutes in for Argentina, and they just did well to maintain the ball, keep the ball alive, and eventually just overpowered Brazil. It was inevitably going to happen, fatigue setting in.
And 5'11", 245 from a couple meters out with a head of steam. Corvalon's going to be hard to stop. With his first shot at goal will be Ortiz de Rosas from the Cuba club. 22-year-old in this Argentina 15 side. And slots it no problem, and it's 47-3 with just 10 minutes to go. It's America's Rugby Championship game. You can get recaps of this game at www.scrum.com. Reeves taking his time here, getting back out. In these last 10 minutes, Phaedra, Brazil is going to want to get a try list. It's maybe a consolation try, but they need something to go home with.
Yeah. It'll boost their morale going into the next game, for sure.
And Moises Duque looking for some room. Takes it into the middle of the field, so they've got runners either direction. As it goes up to Silva. Kaique Silva took that one in. Now back across to Reeves. To Bergo, the number 8. Aaron ball out back again. Moves the ball back for him, but Brazil pushes it down to a waiting Argentinian backline player there. Reeves handles it, and they're inside their 40-meter line is Brazil. These are one of their replacements, Giantorno, looking for a little bit of room. As Roth moves it back out. And big Luis Vieira puts it across. Once again, Roth, the replacement scrum half, moves it out. And we're going to have a penalty against Brazil there. One too many phases, and Argentina just able to lock onto that. And nothing seems to be working for the two-piece right now.
Yeah, just outstanding effort by Argentina. They just didn't give up. They bended. The defense bended, did not break. That's key.
Ortiz de Rosas moves it downfield. Another look at a couple of these here. I think this is where the player just locks onto that ball.
Yeah, if you're patient, eventually it will come to you, and that opportunity, when you seize it, works out well, just like for Argentina there.
Del Preti moves it across into Ortiz de Rosa's hands. They move it out. Mensa was there, but he has to just pop it up. And that's Fernandez Segurati. Argentina certainly got their foot on the gas pedal right now. As the ball gets moved out to Mensa. Mensa well surrounded by yellow jerseys and held up, but they're able to get that ball down into Axel Zapata's hands. The replacement hooker, but Kleber Diaz able to pounce on that loose ball for this Brazilian team. And Reeves moves it across field quickly to Moises Duque. And they're still looking to run here as this Brazilian team. The ball to Sansari. Sansari gets it to Tenorio. Back into Sansari, and Brazil on the run. Let's see what they can do with this as Bergo puts a little pop ball up there to Paganini. Now they move the ball across field to Kleber Diaz. Kleber Diaz puts in an early pass this time to Giantorno. Penalty there for not coming in from behind the ruck from these Argentinian players, and Brazil chooses to go quick. Brazil on the hunt for their try today. Pass not quite what they're looking for to Andre Arruda. Quick ball to Reeves. Reeves decides to go a little longer with it and puts it to Duque. Duque gets it out to Tenorio there. Tenorio finds Sansari. Sansari can handle it. Sansari, let's see what he can make happen here. Sansari bundled in a touch just outside of the Argentinian line. Great cover tackle there from this Argentinian team.
Yeah, that was really good cover tackle. I think that was number 23. But that defender using the 16th defender, the touch line. You see beautiful continuity and passing look between the Brazilian attackers.
And Argentina quick with the line out there, and they're working their way outside of their, or inside of their 22, but working their way forward. Good tackle from Brazil, keep them contained. And Del Preti puts one up with a box kick, just gets it. It's outside the 22. It's going to be Brazil ball. Just about 4 minutes to go in this Americas Rugby Championship Round 1 contest. Argentina, I would say, has it pretty well in hand at this point, Phaedra.
Yeah, I think this is pretty. This storyline has been told, but Brazil still showing that they can play, that they're not completely out of it.
Yeah, they got some exciting players here. As Argentina just pushes it back downfield. And having to attack from deep again. Comes this Brazilian team through Moises Duque. See what they can get done here. Giantonio, another Sao Jose player, hauled in a touch. It's going to be a line out here for Argentina.
Well, it looks like players are cramping. These conditions are, they're brutal.
1:30.
A wraparound play there to Ortiz de Rosas. And good continuity, good interplay here. And breaking away is Agustin Segura from the Jockey Cordoba Club. A little quiet in the first half, very pronounced in the second half. And he gets a try for all that hard work. And Argentina really pushing the scoreline at this point with his first try of the game.
Yeah, he just sees the opportunity. He hit that gap and just turned on the gas. And Brazil just did not have an answer for him. Take a look, nice cut in, and then the offload, no one in front of him, and once he found space, Brazil could not find his or match his pace, really.
He's a pretty pleased Argentinian coach there, and Ignacio Fernandez-Labe. Played some rugby at Bath in England. 65 Argentina caps, now part of their coaching setup. And that kick is no problem for Ortiz de Rosas. And we're 2 minutes to go here for Brazil. Their last chances to really make this happen as we get another look here.
And we take a look. You see the Brazilian defense just fractured and broken on their back foot, chasing the ball, and it's really hard to catch someone when you're chasing them. And you're tired.
Yep. Another cramp here. That's Kleber Diaz. He's certainly put in a long shift today and done some hard work. Reeves off to a different side this time, looking to come down with this. Argentina, however, no problem comes up with that ball as they put Osachuk up in the air. Ball back down to the try scorer there. Segura. Quick moves across to Portillo. Argentina not content to just ride this game out. They're looking for another try here if they can make it work. Quick ball back down there to Ortiz de Rosas. And he's made it to the 40-meter line. De Preti serves it out there, and Roger Farias well hit. De Preti sneaks through. Finally a bobbled ball there, and it's advantage there to Brazil, and we're going to come back for a scrum here in the last. Oh, and that's it for the game here, as we're going to finish off 54-3 here on ESPN Plus. You can see recaps at scrum.com and follow us on social media at Scrum ESPN and at Scrum ESPN. That's it, 45-3 for the first round game between Argentina 15 and Brazil It was just all Argentina there. Brazil just couldn't catch a break, Phaedra.
Yeah, other than having a few powerful scrums, that eventually came to an end for Brazil. Argentina was just much too powerful, had the better players and the better team today.
And they'll be going into the second round with a big win earlier in the day from the USA over Chile. Now a big win over Brazil from the Argentina 15. We'll see what happens in Canada versus Uruguay later to see who the front runners in this tournament are. But right now the U.S. and Argentina look like the horses.
Yes, they do. And they didn't show all their full hand today either. So there'll be much more to come from them. But you better bet Argentina will do a little bit of work and come out better next time than they did today.
Absolutely. A lot of these teams are just building towards this. So as we see some of the Argentinian youngsters run out on the field and meet some of their players here in Neuquen. So any
goodness of rugby. You can only do that in a professional rugby setting or an international rugby setting. I don't know if that exactly happens in any other sport.
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot, certainly, as the players come out there. So, I mean, what does this Brazilian team really have to do to push forward in this tournament a little bit?
I think they just continue to build on what they showcased today. They had moments of brilliance. They had some beautiful line breaks on attack. I think at certain stages of the game they've got to focus a little more, maybe do one less pass or so. But other than that, they've done very well.
All right, that's it from us. It is 54-3, Argentina over Brazil. For Phaedra Knight, this is John Broker, and we'll see you next time.
It was a very hard game. It's always a difficult game against Argentina. They have a very good team, young team, and with good guys. And we showed today we have to work more again because we have to work very hard to maybe one day beat this guy every time, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No lo tengo acá.
Argentina XV. La copa será entregada por el señor gobernador de la provincia de Neuquen, contador Omar Gutiérrez, acompañado de bien por Carlos Barbieri, tesorero de la Unión Argentina de Rugby, Tomás Petersen, consejero de la Unión Argentina de Rugby por la región patagónica, y Jorge Taco, presidente de la Unión de Rugby del Alto Valle. Y así de esta manera, los campeones, en este caso Argentina XV con la copa. Homenaje.